Hello. So it's been a minute. Work got busy, but it's summer, which means it's time for video overload. And we're gonna start with a book review. So let's jump right in. Okay, so this week I'm actually going back a ways to talk about a book that I read a while back, and the book is called Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno-Garcia. And it was a really good book. I really enjoyed it. So just to give you guys a little bit of info, here is the synopsis. After receiving a frantic letter from her newlywed cousin begging for someone to save her from a mysterious doom, Noemi Taboada heads to High Place, a distant house in the Mexican countryside. She's not sure what she will find. Her cousin's husband, a handsome Englishman, is a stranger, and Noemi knows little about the region. Noemi is also an unlikely rescuer. She is a glamorous debutante, and her chic gowns and perfect red lipstick are more suited for cocktail parties than amateur sleuthing. But she's also tough and smart, and with an indomitable will, and she is not afraid. Not of her cousin's new husband, who is both menacing and alluring. Not of his father, the ancient patriarch who seems to be fascinated by Noemi. And not even of the house itself, which it begins to invade Noemi's dreams with visions of blood and doom. Her only ally in this inhospitable abode is the family's youngest son. Shy and gentle, he seems to want to help Noemi, but might also be hiding dark knowledge of his family's past. For there are many secrets behind the walls of High Place. The family's once colossal wealth and fated mining empire kept them from prying eyes, but as Noemi digs deeper, she unearths stories of violence and madness. And Noemi, mesmerized by the terrifying yet seductive world of High Place, may soon find it impossible to ever leave this enigmatic house behind. Okay, so I listened to this book as an audiobook. It's pretty good. But let's jump into feelings. So that was an overview of the plot. I will warn you that it is a very true Gothic novel. It has a very slow start. Once you hit the turning point, you hit a turning point and you're just like, yeah. But if you're not into Gothic novels, it's probably not the book for you. The characters are really what sells you on this one. So, for example, Noemi, she's a woman who is breaking the gender norms in this novel. While yes, this is a book that was published in 2020, it was set in a different time. So she is not conforming to what is expected of her in the early 1900s. So she isn't afraid to speak her mind. She is not afraid to fight for her own agenda, to insert her independence, to want to keep doing things that she wants to do. And because of that, she really kind of ruffles some feathers at High Place because they are a very I don't know the right word for it. They're a very, I guess, traditional family at the time. So like the men run the household and the females do the laundry and do the cooking and blah, 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 blah. And she won't do that. And so she made a very, very interestingly character to read. Or I thought she did. You kind of get a brief glance at her family. You kind of see her dad, but that's about it. You do get some ideas from her talking about her partying and, the men she was talking to and things like that. But most importantly, you meet Catalina, who has fallen ill and seems to be going mad. For a lot of the story, you're just kind of like, okay, what's this girl's deal? Is she okay? Is somebody really hurting her? Blah, blah, blah. But kind of as the story goes on, you do see Catalina kind of come into her own and start to assert her independence again. But it's not until really, truly, Noemi has started to make some discoveries and start doing things to kind of undermine her family, her in-laws. So that was interesting. Catalina really does feel like a secondary character. Like she's important for the plot to get Noemi to where she needed to be, but that's it. So then you get to meet the villains of our story, which are Virgil, Francine, and Howard. Virgil is Catalina's husband. Francine is his, oh no, has it been that long? Sister? Yes. Sister. And then Howard is the grandfather. Or I guess father. He always struck me, like I pictured him looking more grandfathery, so maybe that's why I'm thinking grandfather. All of them are just blah. They are evil. Francine is particularly cruel. Virgil is manipulative. Now, of course, obviously Howard is the most manipulative, but Virgil is very manipulative. He's very untoward, makes advances in ways that he shouldn't. And I just, those three I did not like. I mean, I guess that makes them good villains because I didn't like them. However, they did kind of come across very one-dimensional. Like, I wasn't surprised. I knew they were evil and they were going to stay evil and there was going to be no redemption for them. And that was very true, very solid. But hey, sometimes when you want a villain, you just want a villain. This is Athena. She's decided that she does not like me or my journal that has my notes, and therefore she must sit in front of me and stare me down while I try to record. This is her. Say hello. Hi. Okay. It's like, no, I really don't want to. I'm like, okay, well then we won't. Oh. She's leaving without biting me. I had to pause for like 5 minutes while she was throwing a biting fit. Okay. So Francis. I adored Francis from the get-go. I feel like I just knew there was something good about him, and so I just adored him from the very, very beginning. I rooted for him. I loved the idea of him and Noemi, and then it felt like, oh, okay, that's not happening. And then it felt like, oh, maybe it is. I'm not sure. And then kind of by the end, I was leaning towards like, maybe they're gonna be a thing. But it's not the focus of the book, so it's not really the focus of any storyline. He is someone who is very self-sacrificing. He is willing to give up his own freedom to make sure Noemi and Catalina can get away and to be safe and can live their own lives. And so I really respected that about him. I also respected that he didn't just go along with everything that his family said. That was good. That was nice that he was willing to kind of take those steps and protect people. Those are the characters. And then classroom application, I could see this being used in a fictional unit. It's not very graphic. It's not super inappropriate. I think it would be a really strong example for plot development, foreshadowing, suspense, as well as introducing the concept of character development and how it can be used throughout the story. I would probably rate this as a high school level text because, I mean, it does deal with like some concepts of like drugs and there is some, I guess, suggestive, there's some suggestive scenes that maybe just wouldn't be comfortable lower than high school. I'd probably teach it 10th or 11th grade, maybe 12th as a reading circles unit. Last thing that I need to do is rate it for you. So I rated this one a 4 out of 5 stars. While I really did enjoy this in the end, the Gothic slow burn, it really took a minute. And I got to a point where I was like, man, is this really a book I want to keep reading? And so for me, that does knock it down to a 4. I understand how Gothic novels seem to work, so I'm hoping that'll help me go in with more patience next time. Although I feel like Wuthering Heights is a Gothic novel, and I adore that book. But whatever. Not the point. The point is that I really recommend this book if you like Gothic books. If you don't, hey, by all means, that's fine. And that's our book review. So, if you like what you've seen and heard, give me a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. If you would like to see some more bookish content over the summer, I'm going to be doing a lot more teaching content. It's just easier to do it when I'm not actually having to teach. And I'll probably be digging into some writing content, so we'll see how that goes. And other than that, drop a comment in the comment section. Have you read this book? Did you like it? Do you know any books that are like this novel that I should check out? What kind of books would you like to see in upcoming videos? Otherwise, I will see you guys in the comments, and until next time, keep reading.